What's good, everybody? Queen Common Sense back in the building with another stream here. Um, I was mildly disturbed yesterday as we were out and about doing our thing, and I had a daunting feeling ever since as we were out and about doing our thing, beginning of this week. Well, the beginning of this month, really. I've been kind of having a really daunting feeling, that I was going to encounter an energy that would require much restraint, you know, and would call for me to utilize my wisdom and implement my goddamn ladyhood fucking lessons I've learned throughout history, throughout my journey here. And I couldn't really share last night like I wanted to because I was just wiped out. It was like over 100 degrees yesterday, and we had some traveling to do. So, that took us out. So we kind of chilled out, rested, recharged a little bit, and I just kind of, meditated on my experience. Um, this is a particularly important teachable moment because, you know, a lot of people want to portray the tough girl act and you know boss chick status and flex on each other. I see that a lot among our sisters, and it's unfortunate because it's very telling, and it speaks volumes about how you feel about yourself as a woman when you feel the need to try to flex and force yourself into a superior role when it concerning another woman. And I'm talking just about the women today because as a sister, I try to show love to and celebrate all Black women because we all at different places on our journey, and we all have our own issues, demons, victories, celebrations that we working with, and some of them are extensions of ourselves that come through our children, our loved ones, our family. And I really don't enjoy tangling up with other Black women. I really don't like showing ugly to my fellow sistren. I really don't like having to, you know, take my crown off and step down off my fucking throne for other sisters because we all are aspiring to be something. We all are on a journey to some way, shape, or form, you know, mold and shape ourselves into something other than what we might be suffering through or what we aspire to be, you know, evolving. It's what I've been talking about a lot lately. Um, I had a really nasty encounter with somebody who, you know, is a fellow sister and it's a stranger to me. However, like I say, if I have a little bit of something, I don't mind sharing it. And I have ability. I have lots of abilities, and I have lots of resources that I know how to tap into, even if I don't have nothing. A lot of people, have a lot to say about people and each other, when there's no money there, there's no currency there. You broke, You're a broke bitch. How you gonna help somebody else and you don't have shit? Well, I've managed to do that for a very long time. You know, I've learned how to work with what I had, and when I didn't have shit, I knew how to make something happen out of nothing. And if I can make it happen in abundance where I have enough to share, I'll do that too. You know, I've been hungry, and when I got my hands on food and I saw somebody else that was hungry, I took a portion of what I had and shared it with them. So you get my drift. You understand what I'm saying, you know. So I had this encounter with this female, a sister, and we had to make some moves in order to get some things done. And in order to pay bills, you need money. So we had to generate some cash flow quickly, and we did what we had to do that. And you know, one hand was supposed to wash the other. So once we got that underway, then of course, sad to say, but entitlement kicked in. And the sense of entitlement was with, you have in abundance, so therefore I'm entitled to a portion of what you have because you have more than what you need, so I'm entitled to take part of that because you don't need it all, type of attitude, which it comes along with a lot of different situations. When a loved one passes away and they leave behind a little bit of change, it might be left to one heir or one beneficiary, and there are others surrounding that person that feel entitled to a piece of that too, although it was not left to them. Funerals, things like that, inheritance, trust funds, you know, investments, payouts, settlements, lawsuits, shit like that, lottery winnings. Anytime, you know, I noticed in the Black nation, a person comes into a lump sum of money, a lot of people around them feel like they're entitled to it. Even your fucking paycheck, if you have a decent income, lots of people around you feel like they are entitled to your money that you work hard for, because they are not producing the same energy to get a greater payout than what they currently have going, you know. I experienced that a lot in the field that I worked in nursing. A lot of people thought because I was a nurse that I made good money. So because you make good money and I'm suffering, therefore I'm entitled to use you as my personal ATM. Same goes for the other side of the coin. When I was on the less honest side of making money, you know, people felt I had disposable income to just dish it out and shell it out because they did not want to put in the energy to get the payout, the same payout that I did. You know, I put in work, so I work hard, I get to count a lot of money. So this person tried to take advantage again, because for whatever reason, mental illness forces a person to translate kindness, graciousness, and diplomacy into weakness. It is dysfunctional human nature to get that shit twisted. See, kindness does not mean you weak. Kindness does not mean that you slow. Kindness does not mean that you will not get with a motherfucker if you need to draw a boundary and send a goddamn message. So this individual felt entitled to the payout in which we both put in work for. And, you know, had I did this as a solo mission, it would have had the same outcome, if not better. And in retrospect, it would have been a better outcome, because the shit that I witnessed yesterday was beyond deplorable. I ran into this same person again yesterday, and of course, as guilt would do, created them to rehash the situation. And you know, when a motherfucker is guilty and you wind up checkmating their ass because they got one over on you, and they think that they wasn't quite as smart as what they really initially thought, and they feel you pretty much are a punk, so you ain't gonna do shit no way, and they assume you're at a disadvantage because of whatever reason. You know, so I had to exercise my G status yesterday and put my motherfucking G hoodie back on and pull Shy City out my back pocket, because this individual is disturbed. And, you know, when you use innocent bystanders and people who have no connection to the beef that you have with me, that's a dangerous game you play, and you run the risk on giving up the ghost, fucking around like that. Now, it's been a long time since I had to really put up the dukes and show somebody what the fuck being anointed is. Long time. And I'm proud of that. Because a woman should not be physically fighting anyway. And at this stage in the game, you know, if I can't handle you with my words and my wisdom, then I best not handle you at all, because there's a button that's really hairy. Once it's pressed, it can't be unpressed, if you know what I mean. So, you know, while engaging with this person, I saw flashes of really morbid visions, flashes of very morbid snapshots of what I could have, and in some cases should have done, but because I had my family with me, I knew better. So there lies the wisdom. That's the wisdom. That's the wisdom. You know, and we got, I don't know what it is with these motherfuckers down here in the Kakalaka. A lot of hot air wolf ticket selling females who are quick to call the police the minute they talk their ass up into some shit that they ass can't cash. You know, this is some delusional shit that, you know, I was warned about before I got here, and I'm glad I was, because now I'm starting to see it, and I've gotten a taste of it firsthand. You know, it's really important that you really fucking know what you're talking about, and it's really important that you think before you start fucking with people that you don't know. You know, and I tell people that all the time. You really don't fucking know me. You don't know who you fucking with. And when you run up, you liable to get done the fuck up. Because normally, I'm a laid back, really chill person. And, you know, in the right scenario, I'll give you the shirt off of my back. However, that does not give you a free ticket to come waltzing up all up into my motherfucking cipher, thinking that you can take over and rule the helm of the queendom in the wolf pack. You can't do that. And this was some petty shit to begin with. And, you know, I'm dealing with an individual that is, you know, a self-labeled old hoe. And like I said, at a certain stage in your life, you should be able to evolve beyond certain shit. And if you're unable to do that, then you need to find the tools in order to be able to, you know, evolve your status outside of a real cheap price tag. And, you know, this mental illness is real, y'all. You know, this person approached me in a public place, yet it was secluded. And then, you know, she had the nerve to use my niece as a meat shield under the guise of making sure My niece was okay because I'm unstable. This is a bitch that I only knew all of 5 minutes if you compare a lifetime. So this is just an acquaintance, somebody I connected with on a brief time frame and wanted to be a positive influence and move the fuck on. That's pretty much all it was. And we wound up playing a little game of chess, mental chess. And the bitch got checkmated and she was still a little salty. And that's my question is, why you mad though? And you really don't have to lie to kick it. You know, if you think you got somebody and you wind up getting got, don't be mad. You don't get to play victim to the circumstance you create for yourself. You know, I've said that 100,000,000 times. So usually when people do that, they have to reach for something to level you with them. They know they fucked up. They know they was wrong for what the fuck they did. That shit was foul, filthy, grimy, and scurvy. So the next time if they have the opportunity to confront you head on, they're going to invent some shit to have an excuse to come and confront you. Little do they know they're walking up on an old-fashioned country fried chicken ass whooping. I just don't do petty well. And I chalk it up as an experience. We connected. It turned out fucked up. Moving right along. Now, I could see if somebody's, you know, livelihood was threatened. I could see if somebody's, you know, well-being was threatened. Well, in a way it was. You know, she fucked with my money, so she fucking with my well-being. However, it was petty, small, teeny tiny amount of money compared to preserving her life and whatever might be left of her fucking sanity fucking around with me. You know, so that's something that is a teachable moment. You know, when somebody extends their hand to help feed you, you really don't want to bite that hand that's trying to help feed you. However small it might be, because karma is a bitch and it has everybody's address. You know, everybody. We all endure our share of karma when we take a step to violate somebody and it's unwarranted. When you plot and scheme on people, you will always pay a price threefold of what damage you have done to this individual that you might be allegedly targeting as your next fucking victim. You might be victimized, or you might feel victimized once they get goddamn done with you. Now, because she fucked with something that was precious to me, my livelihood, you know, and a few little coin to help me keep this shit floating, you know. And when you dealing with day-to-day survival, shit get really real. And when it comes to money, I don't play no games. I don't fuck around with other people money, and I sure as hell don't fuck around when I'm making money. So I'll be damned if I let a complete stranger step in to my circle and just shit all over my day-to-day survival and how I'm making my currency flow. I'll be damned, okay? So the ladyhood lessons comes in because, you know, I could have beat the brakes off her with my motherfucking dog leash that I had while we was walking Bella through the park. And not only that, I could have hemmed her up so good and tossed her in the fucking creek that was running through that park. However, I had my family with me, and we was in public. And a woman of my stature and stage in life, is really super ugly to have public displays of ignorance and degenerate behavior as I walk with the assignment of motherhood of 3 adult children and a grandchild. It's just not a good look. It's not a good feeling to have to act ugly with that type of responsibility on my shoulders. So I must pop my collar because, you know, I saw visions of very grave outcomes because I have a really, really, really horrible temper. And the visions that flashed before my eyes while I watched this individual place her arms around my niece and use her as a meat shield because she knew her brakes was about to come up missing. You know, you fuck with me all you want to, but when you start fucking with my family and my kids, you got a goddamn death wish. I don't give a fuck where we are. That's just how I am as a mother, an aunt, a protector, and a nurturer of life, and a birther of children. You just can't fuck with the babies. I don't give a fuck how old they are. You ain't gonna use them to get to me. That's how you have your soul snatched. Plain and simple. So the teachable moment is this, ladies. We really need to raise our G status because it's really not worth it when you're dealing with some of these lost souls out here in these streets. It's real out here for everybody. And you know, I could be sitting in prison right now. Had it not been for my wisdom, had it not been for that reminder that I carry with me every time I dart the door. I have more to lose than to gain by alley dragging a bitch who like to walk up as if they know me and familiar with my situation and who I am, and they getting it twisted because they see a pleasant demeanor or they feel a kind energy coming off me. So they feel like, oh, this bitch is weak, dumb, and slow, so I can just slide up underneath the door with my motherfucking hat on. They like to test you out here. I'm just letting y'all know. If you ever pass through North Carolina and you got to deal with these simple ass bitches down here, they like to test you. And they some false alarm calling the popo ass bitches. They talk a lot of game and they don't do shit. Won't do shit. So that's where my G status came into play. Is I had to really just reevaluate the whole situation and remember who the fuck I was dealing with. And then the ladyhood lessons come in where what I just said. You got to pick your battles wisely. And this defines the difference between a true witch and a fake ass witch. And that's coming soon too. I'm going to do a witch too. Also, because a lot of people have been asking me questions about, you know, other traits and characteristics and how you know what, if you're a real witch or a birth witch or a book witch or whatever, hereditary witch, how the fuck you want to put it. There's a difference. And this individual also claimed to be a witch of the West Indies. Now, you know, I don't have nothing against island people. I think they're awesome, just like on the continent. I think they are some of the most spiritual, powerful people, and I love communing with their energy because they have, you know, that gift of welcoming you, make you feel like you're right at home. And those of you who have visited those places and have experienced that love, it's something to be celebrated, and we need to adopt that again here in the Americas. However, you know, these motherfuckers that claim and represent, however poorly, the West Indies and the area surrounding there, and they come over here and get Americanized, and then they think they're entitled to shit on American black folks. It's not all, just some. I've ran into more of the opposite than I have this type of motherfucker. So those are the people that I really don't trust because they use that hospitable nature to try to lure you in and entrap you and do whatever they need to do to get over on you so they can take it to the next stepping stone. And see, that I can spot 5 miles away. And once you spot them and make them, if you have it in you, you let them go ahead and do what they do and think they got away with running game on you. They always leave a breadcrumb where you can follow up and snatch that motherfucking queen. And that's what I don't like doing with sisters. I don't like fucking going back and forth with black women. It hurts my feelings. I don't like seeing the nasty, watery ass woman code of other women, and they want to spill that shit over onto me for whatever reason. They feel insecure, threatened, or they looking up at me when we really ain't no different. That's where the petty wop shit come in, is when they start hurling insults, reaching for something to hold you to the same low ass standard that they hold themselves to. You know, the insults. And this person reminded me of an online squabble I had where the chick was comparing her coochie to mine. It's like, do you have a receipt for what goes on in my crotch region? Is my root chakra communicating with you on the fucking phone or some shit? How the hell do you know what goes on with my cookie jar and you are a raving motherfucking lunatic? I don't know why black women do that. You know, my coochie better than yours. You don't have a man and I do. I got more than you. This, you broke, I'm not, whatever. Now, furthermore, with that being said, you know, it's easy to get drawn into that shit. It's easy to get into a back and forth about trying to one up the next one. It's really ugly to me among black women. It's really fucking ugly that you have to stoop down to a juvenile mentality because you don't have anything else in your arsenal factually to support the foul shit you just did. That's usually what cowards do, is they reach for insults because they don't have a valid argument and they can't justify what the fuck they did. So I kind of scared myself yesterday because, you know, I was like 3 inches away from choking this bitch out with a leash. And the vision I had of me bludgeoning her with a brass hook and blood spurting out of her fucking face and skull, that is what stopped me. Because right after that vision, I saw my granddaughter. And I was like, you know what? I cannot bear her knowing that I'm in a cage. Because there ain't no way to hide it from her. So that's a teachable moment, y'all. That's a teachable moment to the ladyhood lessons, God damn it. You know, and coming from a woman versus this shit we hear about what is and ain't ladylike from these niggas who would never know a lady even if she jumped out in front of his car. You know, I just want to share that with some of our young girls that I see squabbling and bickering and going back and forth about some useless nigga that don't give a fuck about neither one of y'all, or some petty wop bullshit over some money, over some material shit, over your coochie, over your cars, or whatever. Black women can get so fucking ugly with each other over the most insignificant shit. Yet they want to claim G status. Yet they have all this mouth and no movement. Yet they want to be so tough and don't have a goddamn pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. No experience and could not find their way out of a goddamn paper bag. but they got so much energy and so much poison to spew out at you the minute that they cannot control you, dominate you, fuck up your life, turn it upside down, or turn you into their fucking bitch, where you pay tutelage to them at all costs. I wasn't designed to bow down to no motherfucker. I wasn't designed to be a follower of nobody, including another black, especially another black woman. I see myself as equal opportunity employee or employer of the universe, just like all the rest of us, females, women. We have a very, very thin line that we have to walk on when it comes to conflict and conflict resolution. A lot of black women don't have that mechanism. We don't know how to resolve conflict and walk away gracefully. We have to always have the last word. We have to always have the most provocative, nasty, disgusting last comment. One-upsmanship of how fucking vulgar and vicious we can be to each other in the eyes of conflict, in the eyes of discrepancies, in the eyes of an argument, a disagreement. And that speaks more to how they feel about themselves than it does to you, the one that's trying to operate with a level head and just move on and say, you know what, that was fucked up, shouldn't have happened, caught me slipping, let me just go. Let me just move on, call it a day, lesson learned. Fuck you. That's how I do. Now, when you want to come back around full circle and try to confront me and check me on some shit that you know you was wrong about, or try to force the situation to be where you know you fucked up but you want to deflect that shit back on me, now you fucking with fire. And you begging to get burned. And I just really don't like taking it there with black women. I really, really don't. Because it's unnecessary, and a lot of it can just be squashed with both parties going their separate ways. Agree to disagree, and if we take this shit any further, it's going to get real, real ugly. So to avoid the ugly and avoid having to expel energy on some unnecessary bullshit, let me go this way, you go your way. We're going to be cool about it, and we're going to let the rest of the community enjoy the fucking peace and quiet without turning this shit into Beirut. I don't know about y'all, but that's how I feel about it. As I have zero tolerance for petty, immature, low frequency bullshit from black women. And too many of us have a fucking petty wop button. I can be very petty. I can go there with somebody, but that doesn't mean I carry that energy around with me waiting for the opening to exercise being petty. A lot of us feel that our pettiness is a way to protect ourselves. It's a defense mechanism. Well, you know, because she makes me feel this certain way, so now I'm going to be petty and pick her apart superficially, ad hominem attacks and all kind of fucking, you know, half-truths and motherfucking inventing insults and whack-a-doodle bibbity-bobbity-boo bullshit. A lot of black women do it. I see it all the time. We can't give each other a compliment. You know, even now we get stooping down to insulting each other's motherfucking children and shit. You know, and that's another oxymoron I don't get. A lot of women embrace the natural movement, and then you see a child or children natural as well, and their parents are encouraging them to stay natural and embrace their natural hair and their natural state, their natural features, and how beautiful and different and unique they are. And then you have other bitches coming along talking about the children and how unkept their natural hair might look. Now, some of us do need a little practice on how to get our baby's hair together naturally. But that's what womanhood is about. That's part of ladyhood lessons. If somebody needs some help to improve their skill set or improve their whatever, that's what sisters do. We come in when invited, or we can politely show assistance and politely help out each other where we might be falling short. I know that's goddamn utopia for the most of us. That's goddamn impossible for a lot of people to show kindness and to resist pushing the motherfucking petty wop butt. You know, hurt people hurt people. And that's where a lot of that comes from, is you don't feel too hot about yourself. So you have got to find a way to chip away at somebody else's self-esteem, confidence, you know, happiness, peace, balance. It happens all the time. It happens all the fucking time in the black nation, among the black women. And frankly, my dears, I'm sick of this shit. And I'm tired of having to be the bigger person, or the stronger person, however the fuck you want to put it. I'm tired of being the wiser one. And I'm this close to snatching up a stranger by these fucking neon tracks that y'all wearing in your hair down here, and really show you what an ass whooping is. For real. Like, that's just how far it makes you want to go with some of the ignorance that I have seen since I've been in the South. It's important to know your goddamn lane, and it's important to understand that if you go looking for trouble with some people, you will motherfucking get it, and you're gonna wish you had never stepped foot in that territory ever, 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 never, ever. So, you know, I'm just trying to share some experiences and how I dealt with adversity on yesterday, so that hopefully it reaches somebody. Because ladies, we are beyond adults now. You know, we have evolved beyond the high school, schoolyard, grammar school bullshit. And some people are just touched. And there's really not much you can do about it if they're not willing to accept the fact that they're mentally fucking disturbed. You just gotta leave them motherfuckers alone. And some way, shape, or how, some way, shape, or form, something's gonna trigger them to get the help that they need. We can't save everybody. However, I know I planted a seed before we finally disengaged our dysfunctional ass connection. I know she won't ever motherfucking forget that shit. However, I stay ready, so I don't gotta get ready. If I ever run into this motherfucker again and I don't have my family with me, I can't promise that I'm gonna be as wise as I was yesterday. I'm just put it like that. You know, because I don't make good prey. And when you fuck with a predator, again, you fucking with fire. So, y'all be careful out here. It's everywhere, not just in the South. But be careful of these hot air blowing bitches, please. Because you know, just like I know, when things shift and your life start to improve and you start to evolve as a person, tests come at you a mile a minute. When you think things is running smooth and you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach and you go, you know what? I got a feeling some shit about to pop off. Not sure what, not sure when, but god damn it, I'm ready. And I'm glad I am and was ready, because the display of ignorance that you know, Niecy Pooh was with me. She was there. She was part of it. which is why I was so fucking angry. But the ignorance, the display of ignorance that I witnessed yesterday in a 37-year-old street walking motherfucker, it just drove home how painful it is to have demons and you don't know what to do with them. You don't know how to deal with it. You don't know how to extract these demons to be able to feel human again. Again, I know we can't save everybody, but this is just something that really hit home with me as a healer. Really, truly hurt my heart because it's reality. You know, the reality of what I see and what I discuss and what we've been looking at for generations. Mental illness is real, y'all. And we have got to be more careful and more patient with each other. It's a lot of suffering. You know, you just look at her, you wouldn't know. It's functioning. Barely getting by from day to day, but can put on that goddamn best representative costume like a black widow. Very cunning. Women are very vicious. Women are very, very calculating, especially when they are in pain. Especially when they're in pain. It's about getting what they need to get, however they need to do it, whoever they need to shit on, as long as they can make it through that moment. I solve that issue next. Some people live every 5 minutes. They have a storm, they got a fire to put out, and as long as that bitch is burning, you can burn with it, because they're going to put their shit out, and if they got to throw you in the fire to do it, that's what they're going to do. So sisters, we really need to start addressing our issues, the deep-rooted, ingrained issues, and learning how to grieve properly, finding the tools that we need to find to resolve conflict and not have so many misunderstandings and miscommunications and assumptions and allegations and fucking theories and speculations about each other. Because that's really just you. That's you looking at another sister, and she just sometimes by her presence can show you your mirror and see where you're lacking, which then in turn create the goddamn shit that we see here as one example on social media, where women going at each other, comparing asses and titties and shit, comparing bank accounts and pocketbooks, and fucking leering and jeering at each other about who got what man, who won the fucking contest, win who over who chose who, all that bullshit. And these is grown ass women. It's a lot of suffering and turmoil down there, deep down in that soul, where you feel you have to reach so low to level yourself with someone else on such a superficial, shallow level. Because when I say a woman is ugly, I mean her soul is ugly. I mean her spirit is tarnished. Her cipher is fucked up and filthy and dirty. That's when I see ugly. And it's all a part of mental and spiritual maturity. I see niggas doing it too. You see two dudes talking about how physically ugly they are. You this, you that, you we all have done it. Okay, at some point you gotta fight fire with fire. Some point it's all in fun and joking. Other point it's like, okay, you can fire at me, I'm gonna fire back at you. Okay, cool. Let it rest, move on. You got your Jones in, move the fuck on. That's another reason why we can't get it together as a group collective, because we don't know how to let shit go. And a lot of black folks care more about what everybody else think of them and finding their validation and approval in the mainstream of what everybody else is doing, instead of embracing being different, embracing their differences, and things work a whole lot better in harmony when you embrace your goddamn differences. And disagreements are just that, disagreements. That's how you learn more about each other. When you have a disagreement, you understand that you're not always going to have the same ideologies. You're not always going to see things the same. You're not always going to agree on shit all the time. And that's something that black women have a problem with too, is if you don't kiss her ass 24/7 and agree and be a yes woman, then you ain't shit to her. That's a very misguided, fucked up way to view a relationship and connection with your sister, just like it is with your man. So let me check this chat room. Ain't nobody over there. So what? Okay, good. Because sometimes I miss the comments and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I gotta catch up. So it's Saturday, early afternoon. I just wanted to come and share that experience. I'm not going into all big details and stuff like that, because it's just, not worth it. But, when you have so many souls that are fucked up to where they're threatened by somebody who knows who they are and are sure of their path, to where they have to attack you, try to attack your money, try to attack your family. And this motherfucker, she tried to rip my shit apart just like hers is. She tried to take something from me that wasn't for her to remove. She tried to disrupt a rhythm of a drum beat of. You feel me? She went deep with it. And I had to pull out my street credentials and show her who the fuck, that I don't like doing, especially to my own people, when there's so much other work that needs to be done, like butterfly totem, which is why the fuck I was out there in the first place, working on my journey toward erecting the totem. And I get this heifer from 2 months ago rolling up on me, trying to force me to rehash an incident that is really, truly dead. She still saw. Why you mad? You started it. I finished it. And I keep telling people that. I don't start shit. I finish it. And if I do take the initiative to start some shit, I'm going to announce the shit first. So without a shadow of a doubt, I am initiating this war with you to teach you a goddamn lesson that when you poke a fucking sleeping wolf, that motherfucker gonna get up and rip your fucking face off. I don't operate like that every day, because I get more joy out of seeing somebody smile or relieved or on the journey to healing, finding epiphanies and revelations in their journey so that they can embrace healing more. That's what I get a kick out of. That's what gives me a charge. That's my aphrodisiac, is healing and trying my best to work hard on being a positive force in this fucked up, dysfunctional, mentally ill society. That's what I get a rush from. I don't get a rush from seeing my sisters act like fucking screaming memes and shit, running around trying to attack each other based on some gossip. That's another thing that we need to understand, that dishing tea and throwing shade does not a lady fucking make. Just because you can do it in an eloquent, backhanded fashion does not mean you're a lady. Just because you don't cuss and get it in and make it rough and raw like I do, that don't mean that you a goddamn lady. Okay? Nor is the opposite true. Just because you cuss and you can get with a motherfucker and put them in place and get them together don't mean that you're not a lady either. So we got a lot to be desired and a lot to learn about ladyhood. Listening to these niggas and what they think is ladylike and what ain't, that ain't the way to go, because they don't know what the fuck they talking about. If they don't have a womb, and a vagina and have not been birthed a female, they don't know what the fuck a lady is. They don't know what the fuck womanhood is. They don't know what the fuck woman's honor is versus a man's honor and integrity. You know, and I've been saying that ever since I came on here dealing with these gender war, gender bending, down low niggas attacking any random black woman that they deem a target because they can't fucking find a portal in to fuck her up and make her just as sick as they are. You got a lot of dudes sending bitches off. And they send the motherfucking bitches over here and they get their asses served right back to them on a platter fucking around with motherfuckers like me. Because once you impede upon my personal priority, I'm going to track your ass until I get motherfucking tired. That's just the way it is. When you bring it personal with me and I have not done anything to warrant that energy from you, I'm going to get your ass and I'm going to get you good and make sure I eliminate you so you don't have no room to come back and fuck with me some more. You know? So, we got to be very careful with each other. We have to be more gentle and we have to learn how to heal ourselves before we can heal anybody else. And once we get those things down pat, once we start understanding it more, then we can share. That's what it's about. Nobody has a monopoly on spirituality. Nobody knows everything, knows all. But I do know if you're not in your own healthy state, there ain't shit you can do for anybody else. If there's no balance, there's no reason, there's no logic. You can't receive constructive criticism. You don't know how to give it. You know, you think being petty and talking about somebody's superficial appearance, their material possessions, you think that's helping? You think that's assisting somebody? You think that's going to force change by shaming each other into evolution or into silence? Clearly it's not working for you. It's not working for us. So, you know, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm just not one to be fucked with, and I don't like my time wasted by a female who feels threatened and is too much of a coward to accept her own flaws, and she want to take a dump on me simply because she sees something that just ain't there. She sees a threat. A lot of people get that twisted. I'm not jealous of you. I didn't say you was. I said you're threatened. Why are you threatened? Why are most weak-ass predators threatened? Because they don't want to be made. Once they are made, now they start to feel guilty, and their pride and ego does not allot them personal accountability. Plain and simple. So I'm not going to be before you long because I got a better stream coming tonight. And I'm trying to drag a couple people over here so we can have another real good sit down. And I just wanted to share that experience as a teachable moment. Sisters, when we're dealing with each other, especially in conflict, we need to be very careful who we step to. We need to be very careful who we think we can get over on. We need to be very careful who we fucking with, because we never know. If you going looking for trouble, you just might get it. You just might get it, because I'm under a lot of pressure and I got a lot of responsibilities on me, just like everybody else who trying to make some shit happen in this world. And I don't have any room in that schedule for another black hybrid no soul having motherfucker to start coming at me because they don't like what they see, or they feel that they should be able to alter my energy in their direction for whatever fucking reason. I can stop, I can multitask, I can do a lot of things. I have a lot of abilities. And especially when I see my people in need, just like I'm in need, I can't walk by that situation. Don't you ever mistake my kindness and my empathy as me being a punk, because I never put down my G, and I'll always be a motherfucking lady. And at this stage in the game, I don't have to put hands on nobody, because I trust and have faith in the great spirit, a higher power, higher powers. My ancestors walk with me daily, and I know how to make them bitches move in my fucking favor. So I encourage everybody to start learning that, because karma is a bigger bitch than any black woman that you want to ever tangle with. Now, some of us will give you a run for your money. Some of us will turn your life upside down so much so to where we can't find top of it again. And that's really, really sad. And then there are those among us who walk up righteously, and we don't take shit off of nobody. I don't give a fuck how powerful you think you are. I don't care if you think you psychic, empathic, telepathic, whatever paranormal gifts you was given, and you think yours might be superior to somebody else's, you really don't know who you fucking with. So, coming up, I'll probably do Witch 2, and I'll probably do that on Facebook as well as here. That's a little bit later. I'll be back tonight for a little bit more structured, kind of powwow, so we can get in our groove like we normally do, and pick the momentum back up again. We probably do a sit your ass down Saturday today. But I'm going to go out here a little bit later and take on these streets again so that we can get some more footwork done and continue to meet our daily goal of $40 a day. So y'all hit me up if you're looking for your reading. Go to that support button on my channel page, and you can shoot me a note there when you want your reading done. And it's $20 for 1 full hour live. I'll also do your live reading in a video if you can't get with me live. Just request your video reading. I'll do your reading, send you a video link to it, and you can refer back to it. You have that in your files, your P files, so you can go back to it, listen to it. And then I do $10 email readings as well. We got $100 group readings, party of 5. So every 5 people is $100. And with Halloween coming up and all that good stuff, that should be a nice little fun little gathering you can have for your, whatever. If you want me to do it live on your platform, I'll be happy to do that. If you want it private, be happy to do that too. Take 5 of your friends, your buddies, your pals, your loved ones, drop me $100, book your time frame, and we'll all powwow together in reverence of the tarot. So hit that support button if you want to throw me a little spare change. You went to the newsstand this morning, took a little walk, bought you a newspaper and a coffee. Throw me some change, about $5, if you want to just show some love to Butterfly Toto. So we moving up, we moving on, and we making strides. $40 a day, that's our daily goal. 2 live readings, 4 email readings. If you have it on your heart to send a little love token and you don't want a reading, you can gift it to someone else, or you could just say, hey, this is for you out of love, just to show faith and supporting Black first. So I'm hunting for another lovely Black-owned something or another that we can all go over to, show some love, visit that page. Another thing too is post on that Empath Angie page your spiritual questions, the things that you want to know. You want to pick my brain. You want to talk to somebody I know that knows somebody. You want to do that? I have lots of resources to pull from, and I'm happy to share them. And it's a lovely thing to see people get together learning from each other and growing because of it, and not sitting up here trying to take each other's motherfucking head off because they want to have a pissing contest to see who know more than who, and got to be the center and the top dog all the fucking time. See, that's boring to me. I don't know about nobody else. You know, I'm kind of a wallflower when people gather and commune. I like to sit back and chill and listen and watch the vibe and see new conversations manifest, even though I am the host. That's a real boss. You don't always have to be up front. You can sit back and chill and watch the magic happen. Because control is very, very small. You know, it's not a very powerful energy, being controlling. That does not yield a lot of power. So, Sun Ra, can you pass me a lighter? Thank you, dear. My right hand don't work anymore. So, that's what I like. You know, I like getting people together, very diverse. It's refreshing, it's enlightening. So, you know, like I said, I'm turning the corner. You know, I'm not coming as hard and rugged as I normally do unless absolutely necessary. There's ladyhood motherfucking lessons. Because I'm trying to really soothe the pain that we feel. Some of us don't know where the fuck it's coming from. Some of us do, and we're scared to dig down into there. And that's what a lot of black women are going through. They are really afraid of their pain and facing it, to rip open those old wounds that they have blocked out and smothered. Because a lot of it has just got a fucking lid on it. We really have not addressed them to be able to dissect them, to be able to take the layers away and begin to heal properly. So, grief is a lot, and validating the feelings is a big problem. Why we still suffer. So, acceptance, that's a difficult thing to get us to do as black women. Accepting the fact that, you know what, we just got fucked up, and it's fucked up what happened or what's happening, and we need to just accept it is what it is. And in order for it to change, we got to start doing different in order to see different results manifest in our life. You know, and I'm proud of the people that I have been here lately working with. We've been working together on our goals and continuing to evolve. Very proud of y'all and very thankful for the love, the compassion, the support, and the faith in this little crowd that is surrounding the butterfly totem effect. I'm very, very grateful, and I want to extend another thank you, you know, because we've been hitting it hard. I've been putting in the work. I took a few breaks in there. It's just me, y'all, you know. It's just me, and I got to recharge my batteries sometimes. So, I'm gonna keep the energy flowing, and I'm gonna come back with some real good shit. I got some surprises for us where we can spark off some more conversations and get more people over here to say, you know what? I got something to say too. Shit. I want to say something. I ain't been able to say this for a minute, so I'm going to say it now. We might inspire somebody to jump out here and say, you know what? Now I feel ready to deal with this. I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to open up some new doors. I'm ready to tap into those things that I have been putting on hold and invest in myself and my spirit and being good to me for a change. Or being better to me than I was before. It's always room for improvement. It's always room for growth. It's always room for opening up, making things a little bit more sweeter, you know? And y'all, it's hot as fuck today. Is it hot where y'all at? It's hot down here in the Kakalaka. I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit homesick for the cool part of autumn that comes in Chicago, but it's beautiful here too in the fall. You know, the little leaves are starting to fall again, and you see more little critters jumping out the bushes and stuff. We walked right past a wild rabbit the other day. She, I don't know. I think it was a male. I didn't get quite a good look, but you know, it sat there for a long time, and we was watching each other. And then it said, you know what, fuck you, and jumped over into the bushes because Bill wanted to chase it. So we got to peek. We got to peek. And down here, they got the most beautiful, beautiful families of cardinals. The cardinals down here are gorgeous. I've always loved how they sing. They sing and they have beautiful, beautiful melody that they sing. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. And excuse me for the jumping around and all that. I'm just, you know, I got a list of things to do, but I wanted to share that experience that I went through yesterday, you know, from a ladyhood standpoint. Because I could have went in and I could have went all this bitch, that bitch, this bitch, this, that. But that's really not conducive to healing. You know, I vent when I need to vent, but this was it's an educational moment to show that, you know, there's stages to a woman's life. When you're young, you don't know no better, you learning, you know, yeah, I expect that out of the youth, you know, to be a little buck, a little raggedy, you know, kind of ratchet. You still polishing out them rough edges. You know, once you merge from your 20s over into your 30s, you still got a little, you know, a little couple speed bumps in there, but you're working them on out, and you're coming on into more of an eloquent behavior, how you carry yourself, how you present yourself to other people, and how you are concerned about how you left that person. How did you make them feel? You know, people remember how you make them feel, and women have a higher responsibility to that. For some reason, we do. When a woman act ugly versus a dude, like, damn, it's just kind of a natural reaction. Ooh, that's fucked up. Why she that don't look too good, you know? And you want to kind of step in and go say, you know, we might want to curb that a little bit, because you're making yourself look real, you know, make other people feel uncomfortable. And now that seems like the going trend, to see if we can make each other feel as uncomfortable and uneasy as possible. I don't know why black women like to do that to each other. You know, and it's effective in some groups of people. For me, that shit don't work. You can't make me feel uncomfortable. I don't give a fuck. If you want to make a fool of yourself, you want to come for me, you want to do all these lowbrow bullshit, insults, stuff like that, nice, nasty, backhanded comments, I'm just going to laugh at you or smile and walk the fuck away. And if you come back at me again and I get tired of you, or if I'm trying to eat or sleep or just enjoy the silence, I might stoop down there with you, and then I'll hurt your feelings. See, I don't want to do that. I don't like doing that shit. Because I know I can go there. I know I can be real, real nasty. I know that about myself. That's why I work so hard on putting forth a better energy. That's why I work so hard on being kind, gentle, eloquent, well-spoken, educating myself, reading more, understanding, asking questions, being curious. See, all that replaces that petty wop bullshit. And so, you know what? And when somebody says something that's real ignorant or stupid, instead of me saying that was a dumbass, what the fuck you talking about, I said, you know, could you clarify that for me, sis? I don't quite understand where you're going with that point, and I want to understand you better. So give me a little more on that thought, so I can be on the one with you. Maybe we have a good conversation about that. Or let's put a bookmark right there. Because right now that's taking up a little bit too much time to try to figure out where you're going. So let's shift over to something else, and we'll come back to that. See how easy that is to be kind? to people who are not quite at the same totem you are. We got to meet each other where we are. Am I intimidated by women who are more intelligent than me? No. Because I ask a lot of questions. I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to understand. I need some more information. Let me get a pen and write something. Because you helping me. You teaching me. Nothing wrong with that. And we learn from anybody. Older, younger, it doesn't matter. We can learn some shit. Instead of feeling threatened, oh, this bitch thinks she's smarter than me, so I show her I know about that too. You got a garden? Me too. I've got a motherfucking garden too. My garden got 25 rows of corn, and your own got 2. You know, shit like that. We don't need to do that. It's a waste of time and energy. Why are you threatened? You know, as my daughter would say, why you mad though? You mad or not? Ain't that what y'all people, young people say now? You mad or not? What's the matter? Defensiveness. Time to start to drop the defenses, y'all. You're never going to get a chance to get to know each other a little better if we keep kicking each other in the fucking teeth. So, I said I'm going to shut up. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I got to feed my face, prepare for the rest of my afternoon and evening, and I'm going to be back with a little bit more, and we're going to chop it on up. What's happening, J-Math? It was hot near you too. I'm glad I clicked over because I almost turned it off. Moved on. I'm sorry. See, I get to run in my mouth. Don't look over here. So, yeah, we need to really chill with the defensiveness. Start to exercise more lady-ishly, helping each other refine those things, those characteristics, those traits, so that we can trust each other a little bit more, so that we don't feel like we have to, you know, be shysters, be bullshitters, be scam artists, you know, petty thieves and shit. Because not only do black women do it to each other, we do it to black men too, collectively. I'm always seeing some black woman trying to get over on a brother, just like brothers try to get over on certain black women that they deem weaker, slower, whatever. Now this bitch is stupid. I can just get her, take what I gotta get, take advantage of whatever she gonna give me and move the fuck on because she's slow. You too nice. That's what a lot of people say to me. You just too nice. Okay. All right. You think that? Okay. She's so nice. She's just sweet. She's just too goddamn sweet. She'll just give you whatever. And, you know, you think you're getting over. Okay. That's a choice for me. That's a choice for me to do that. If I see you might need that kindness a little bit more than you think. And where you think you take it from me, I'm already giving it. And when I decide to cut it off, I will. And when I do cut it off, don't come back over here having a fucking meltdown. Don't come over here wondering why you got to cut the fuck off. Just understand that, you know, I'm onto you, hunty. So, hot water turned off. No mas. I don't have to fight with you. I don't have to approach you. I don't have to confront you. I don't have to point my finger and accuse you and repeat to you what the fuck you already know you did to be cut off. You know your own behavior better than anybody else. Just sitting in denial, don't want to accept it, because if you repeat it and admit to it, then you require change. And a lot of us don't want to change because we think that's what works for us. And you find yourself in a whole lot of unnecessary sparring matches with all kind of people because you think there's nothing wrong with you. You think there's something wrong with everybody else, and it's not. It's you. Well, I hope some of that made sense. And I want everybody to have a great afternoon. Try to stay cool if it's hot. Remember, bring them inside. the babies, the cats, the dogs, the critters. If you can't bring them inside, make sure they got lots of water. You know, get them somewhere where they can cool off in the shade. Let them jump in the lake. Get a kiddie pool. Let them get wet and shit and calm down. Let them play in the sprinkler. Whatever you can do to keep the babies cool. Be careful of the elders and the little children too, because this is a time where heat zaps you. You need a lot of hydration, a lot of water. So be careful out here. Watch out for these tiptoe through the tulip Tinkerbell motherfuckers who think they can just they have self-entitlement issues. They think they are entitled to your energy. They're entitled to your resources. They're entitled to take advantage of your kindness. And then play a victim when you snatch that fucking queen and cut off the hot water. Be careful. Because they will come back and they will try to confront you as if you did them a wrong. As if you wronged them some kind of way. I've had it happen to me. In 1 year, I've had that happen to me by at least 5 different people. They volunteer for a certain situation in your life, a certain connection. They volunteer. And they want in. You give them a little bit of a chance, some slack in the rope, and they wrap that motherfucking rope around their neck and then turn around and go, why did you hang me? Be careful. So be good to you, be good to each other, do something nice for yourself. It's Saturday. Take a little time for you. Reflect, meditate, read something good, cook something good, make a little purchase for yourself that you've been, that makes you feel good. Don't always have to have a purpose for everything we do for ourselves, just because it makes us feel good. Hotel later for now. I'll be back this evening. We're getting ready to move around and do some things. So y'all have a good afternoon. Hotel, one love, heal the nation. One family. Peace.